Hello, Carol here from Speak Fluent English. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to use the future simple tense in English. So I will explain how we form this tense. I'll show you some examples. And then at the end of the video, I'll give you a little quiz to do so you can test your understanding. Okay, so let's get straight into it. So the simple future, also called the future simple tense, is a tense that's used to show that an action will take place at a specific time in the future. So this tense, the future tense, it has two forms in English, and those forms are will and to be going to. So although these two forms can sometimes, well, actually quite often be used interchangeably, they also often express two very different meanings. So the general rule is that we use will for decisions made at the time of speaking, and we use to be going to speak about plans, arrangements, or any decision made before the time of speaking. So let's look at some examples. So we begin with will. So the will form of the simple future is made with using will followed by the verb. So let's look at some examples. So our verb in this sentence is help. So we put will before the verb help. And so we say, I will help him later. They will ask the children to be quiet because, of course, ask is the verb in this sentence. The baby will go to sleep soon. He will come if you invite him. Okay, so that's how we form simple sentences using will. Remember, will before the verb. So to form questions, it's done a little bit differently. So to form questions, we put will before the subject of the sentence. So in this example, our subject of the sentence is you. So we put will before you. Will you help him later? Or will they ask the children to be quiet? Will the baby go to sleep soon? Will he come if I invite him? So moving on now to negatives. So to form the negative using will, put not after will. So here's our first example. You will not help him later. They will not ask the children to be quiet. The baby will not go to sleep soon. He will not come if you invite him. Okay, so hope so far that's quite clear. So that's how we use will. So now let's look at how to use to be going to. So to use going to, we use the verb to be. So for example, is are plus going to plus the verb. So let's look at our first example. So you are going to meet Jane tonight. So we've got our verb to be are, we've got going to, and then we've got the verb meet. So you are going to meet Jane tonight. Our next example, he is going to leave his job to travel the world. I am going to visit the museum tomorrow. We are going to strike because we want a pay rise. So that's our simple sentences. To form questions using going to, we put the verb to be, so am, is, are, etc., before the subject of the sentence. So here's our example here. So you is the subject of this sentence. So we've got our verb to be, are. Are you going to meet Jane tonight? Is he going to leave his job to travel the world? Are you going to visit the museum tomorrow? Are we going to strike because we want a pay rise? Okay, so moving on to negatives. So to form negatives using going to, we put not after the verb to be. So let's have a look at some examples. You are not going to meet Jane tonight. He is not going to leave his job to travel the world. I am not going to visit the museum tomorrow. We are not going to strike. So let's have a recap and let's revise what we've learned so far. So will is usually used when making a decision at the time of speaking. Okay. Again, so here are some more examples. I will ask that man over there for directions. So imagine you're in a strange city, you've got lost, you don't know where to go. Suddenly decide, that he looks like a nice, friendly man. I'll ask him for directions. So that's a decision that you make right at that time of speaking. Again, so our next example, I'm not feeling well. I will go to the doctor this afternoon. So again, not feeling well is not something that we plan or arrange in advance. It's something that just happens. So we wake up feeling unwell. We will decide at that time of speaking to go to the doctor. Our next example, so will they come with us or stay home? So going out with a friend and there's some other friends in the room. So I'm just asking my friend, well, will they come with us or stay home? Again, a decision made at the time of speaking. And our final example, it is not raining, so I will not take my umbrella. So I've just decided I'm going out. It's not raining. So at that moment, I decide I will not take my umbrella. Okay, so we will also use will to express a voluntary action. So when we want to help somebody, or maybe in the negative, if we don't want to help somebody, let's have a look at some examples. Okay. So I will send you the information this afternoon. She will make him a cup of coffee. Will you help me move this heavy box? I will not do your homework for you. Okay. And again, we use will if we want to express a promise or make a promise to somebody. So we might say, I will call you when I arrive. They said they will give us their new address. Will you promise not to tell my parents? Don't worry, I will not tell him about the surprise party. Okay. So moving on now to going to. So again, we use, as we just previously spoke about in the video, we use going to express a plan or a future arrangement. So our first example is he is going to spend his holiday in New York. So this is a plan, it's an arrangement. A very lucky guy, I think. We are going to meet at 8 p.m. So we've arranged this meeting in advance. So we say we are going to meet at 8 p.m. Who is going to make John's birthday cake? And I'm not going to the meeting this afternoon because I have to call a client. Okay, so again, they're all plans and arrangements. Now, sometimes we might want to make a prediction or we might want to guess what we think is going to happen in the future. So for this, we can actually use both will or going to. So let's look at some examples. So Peter Smith will be the next president, or we can say Peter Smith is going to be the next president. The year 2032 will be a very interesting year, but we can also say the year 2032 is going to be a very interesting year. Any football fans watching? Well, I'm going to make a prediction that Italy will win the Football World Cup. Or maybe Italy is going to win the Football World Cup. We'll have to wait and see. Okay. So this is something very important that I'd like you to remember. And this is about using time clauses in the future simple. So like all future forms, we cannot use time clauses using the simple future. When we use any time clauses like when, while, before, etc., we use the present simple. So I know that this can be a little bit confusing to use the present simple to express the future. But this is one of those confusing rules that we have in English. So remember, using one of the time clauses, we must use the present simple. So to make it a bit easier, let's look at some examples. So our first example, the time clause here we're using is when. So when you will arrive tonight, we will go out for dinner. No, we can't use that. We have to say, when you arrive tonight, we will go out for dinner. So again, our next time clause is after. So after I will be retired, I will travel the world. No, we have to say, after I retire, I will travel the world. Our next example is with unless. So unless I will finish work early, I will not go to the gym today. No, we have to say, unless I finish early, I will not go to the gym today. Or unless I finish work early, I will not go to the gym today. Our last example, so before they will eat dinner, they will wash their hands. No, before they eat dinner, they will wash their hands. So another thing I'd like you to remember is where to place the adverbs when using the simple future tense. Okay, so here are some examples of adverbs: always, only, never, ever, still, just, etc. So here is a rule that you must learn. So if we're using going to, we place the adverb before going to. But if we're using will, we place the adverb after will. So let's look at some examples. So in this example, it's will. So we place the adverb after will. Now, I will never run a marathon. And our next example, going to. So we place always the adverb before going to. You are always going to love your children. They will only go to the party if we go. She is just going to stay for a few hours. So very, very important rule to learn. And we've got another example. I'd forgotten about this one. So we will still play tennis if it's raining. Perfect. So that's how we use the simple future. So let's test your knowledge and see what you remember. If you're not sure, go back and watch the video again and then come back and do this little quiz. So choose the correct answer, will or going to. So our first sentence is, why are you holding a piece of paper? I write a letter to my friend. Oh, I am going to write a letter to my friend because this is a future plan. Okay. I can't hear the television. I turn it up so you can hear it. Now, I will turn it up so you can hear it. So that's a decision made at the time of speaking, and it's also a voluntary action too. Okay. So after I graduate, I attend medical school and become a doctor. So after I graduate, I'm going to attend medical school and become a doctor because, of course, this is a future plan. I think the next president of the United States. So with this example, we can use both. We can say either, I think he will be the president of the United States, or I think he's going to be the next president of the United States, because this is a prediction. We're guessing about what might happen in the future. Okay, so we walk to the beach and go swimming this afternoon. We are going to walk down to the beach and go swimming this afternoon because, of course, this is a future plan. I'm about to fall asleep. I need to wake up. I get you a cup of coffee. No, I will get you a cup of coffee because this is a voluntary action. It's also a decision made at the time of speaking. I don't understand how to use this computer software. Don't worry, I help you. Don't worry, I will help you because this is a voluntary action and it's also something decided at the time of speaking. We are so excited about our trip to France next week. We visit Paris, Nice, and Saint-Tropez. So we are so excited about our trip to France next week. We are going to visit Paris, Nice, and Saint-Tropez because this is a future plan. I feel tired. I go to bed. I feel tired. I will go to bed because this is a decision made at the time of speaking. Okay, I really hope that helped you. If you got some of the answers wrong during the little quiz, go back and watch the video again. Do the quiz again, and I'm sure next time you'll get everything all correct. If this video helped you, please like and subscribe to watch more videos on my channel. And please don't forget to share this video with your friends. And at the time of recording this video, I am doing one-to-one lessons with people. So if you'd like to book a one-to-one English lesson with me online, you can do that by visiting my website, www.speakfluentenglish.co.uk. Thank you so much for watching. It's been such a pleasure to have you with me today. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye for now.